Alright, good day everyone, and welcome to sequel of Sharin. If I recall correctly, it's Sharin no Kuni, Yuukyuu no Shounenshoujo, which basically translates like eternal youth or whatever. Himawari no Shoujo is like a girl sunflower, yeah, basically. But here it's like eternal youth. So yeah, I don't know about the sounds. I kind of think it's a little bit too loud. I guess I will check. Right now. Give me a second. Like a little bit like that, I guess. So I would have a comparison, you know. Give me a second. Yeah, I think that will be alright. Oh, it sounds kind of a little bit loud to me, but on the recording it's fine. Also, yeah, this song is fucking great, so as far as I can hear. Also, well, you see Japanese, right? So is it translated? And I think it is. I got the patch, which was pretty hard to find actually. This like really old patch, which is like, maybe it's like machine translated, I'm not sure. So that won't be perfect translation, obviously. I decided to play it now, the reason because, well, obviously I added Sharin no Kuni, right? Himawari no Shoujo, and his sequel. The reason I decided not to wait because like there is like this on the basis like Sigh is like English not announced English translation, and that's basically the reason why I decided to play, because it's not fucking even announced, right? So like it can be like 3 years from now, you know, and I want to do it now. It could, I guess, how to say, worsen quality of my playthrough, because I, for example, it won't be like translated as thoroughly, right? But it has Russian translation. Not here, but I say overall. So, for example, if I will have like an opportunity, I guess, or will desire, I may will assist with translation, because if it's translated on Russian, yeah, I can translate from Russian to English. So, yeah, that is it, I guess. So, Windows setting. Also, yeah, Arctic setting. I guess that means, I guess it's 18 plus. Patch is here, so that's great. Yeah, I guess I will leave it at that. Yeah, I'm not like super Japanese, so I don't understand what exactly he is saying, right? Text, I think that's supposed to be red on red at one of that. So, also, I don't know if like it has like this setting with the sound, well, with voices, you know, when it's not ending even when you skip to regular text. I just like that. I guess I'm gonna just do that. I don't know what's that. I guess let's try again, like, yeah. Obviously no saves. But yeah, as I said, I like the music. Also, I really like, I guess, this like title screen. Also, yeah, that's also nice. So I guess let's start. Yeah, so it's like after stories. Yeah, I assume. And that's like story of Houzuki, and Houzuki, yeah, is the main hero this time, so that will be interesting, I guess, to follow. So, yeah, let's start. Rain beat against a window accompanied by the roar of thunder. I think it's a little bit loud, but I'm not sure. Yeah, let's go here, so I would be sure, you know. You can tell me if like it's fine, you know. I'm gonna do a text a little bit like that, because I think it's supposed to be a little bit faster. Maybe I should have like compared to like Sharin no Kuni settings, and maybe I should. Give me actually a second. I'm gonna save. Yeah, give me a second. Okay, I'm back, and so I assume from Sharin, since it's like the same, that's like unread text. So yeah, I guess that's the one I have to move, and that's like red text, and that's like aftermod. Also, that is supposed to be like, not sure, I forgot. Yeah, suppose it was supposed to be, but it didn't have that, so maybe that's like voice singing. I guess we will check, and also it didn't have that. So I don't know what the fuck is that. So also I think it's a little bit, yeah, but yeah, it will be louder later. So yeah, I'm not sure like what's that. Yeah. So yeah, I guess. But yeah, let's start again, right? Rain beat against the window accompanied by the roar of thunder. The scene, Houzuki must always service, located at the top of the local municipal building. I think, not municipal. I'm not sure. It was just past 1 in the morning. The man himself sat rigidly, in his leather chair, finding it unnecessary to flip the lights on. Well, that's gonna be fucking great. Also, where's my... give me a second. Where I wrote it down... Oh, you know, my... verse for translation. Dictionary, yeah. Was it here? Where did I fucking put it? My... No, found it. So yeah, let's just... Legally, I guess I will write it down, just because... No, legally, originally... I think it legally was... but you know... Rigid, yeah, I mean, rigid, yeah. But I still will write it down, because reasons. Rigidly... Alright. His aged hands held a single letter. He had read the contents of this letter many times already. There was written on the page echoed continually through his mind. The words written on the page drove themselves deeply and painfully into his rusted heart. I should have checked right away. With, you know... Or maybe... No. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's not the... Yeah, that's not the most... okay. I guess happened to be paying him a visit this morning. He had visited at rather an appropriate time, yet he seemed unaware of his own property. His repulsive visits continued unabated. The annoyed guest repeated himself once more. His son had assaulted a woman in his own apartment. Such was the victim's terror and drive to escape that she had ended falling from the 12th floor window, resulting in her death. The police had discovered stimulants upon his son's persons. What? Upon his son's person. It was believed that he had been under the influence of them at the time of the crime. Houzuki had received the documentation pertinent to the crime in question, as well as the suspect himself only 6 hours prior. He was currently preparing for the indictment. Yeah, obviously my English is not perfect. Well, that's I'm talking about like helping with translation. Yeah, but since it has Russian translation, if it's at least normal quality, yeah, then I can help. Right? But I'm not sure if I will. That depends, I guess. Also, I don't remember if it like... Yeah, I think it moved away fully. But I think yeah. Aftermath, you know. Anyway. Should I just... Yeah, I'm not gonna touch this. Anyway, Sakuma construction had begun a rural country town. Because they had been hit with rats during the chaos of the economic bubble. They had been able to make a name for themselves during the crash following the spirit. Well, the rivals were struggling merely to stay in the black. In the black? Okay. Yeah. Sakuma construction was growing steadily by taking part in public service projects and conspiring with political figures. They had risen to the top in the span of one generation. One could say that they had enough power to make pigs fly. As such, even the most prominent and just bureaucrats bowed their heads in acquiescence to Sakuma construction. Sakuma. Wait, is that the one, like, with... Yeah, I think that's the one, you know... Oh, but no, they... But didn't they crashed... Wait, the business crashed. You know, remember that guy which assaulted Natsume? Sakuma. Yeah, I think it's different. Not sure. Also, give me a second, I want to stop time. Which one that was? Is that the one? No. Wait, he's... God damn it. Give me a sec. Ah, found it. Okay.
先生、聞いてますよ。
Mr. Sakamo's corpulent lips twisted in a into a crooked grin.
なんでも先の特別高等人最終試験においてたった一人の合格者もお出しになられなかったと。放送会は混乱しているらしいじゃないですか。何度も最終試験を執り行い、多くの有能な特別高等人を輩出してきたあなたが、鉄人候補とまで言われたあなたが、まさかそんな失態をとね。
Houzuki remained silent. He didn't move a muscle. Snake had cornered the rats. Sakuma continued with a hiss.
候補生には逃げられたんですか？
It
そう
is.
なんです。
It is.
あの田舎町は私の地元でね。息子がバカな小娘に騙されて一悶着あったことがあるんですよ。いや、懐かしい。今でも地元の住民との交流はありましてね。いろいろと噂は聞いているんですよ。
Sakuma elaborated. He discussed Houzuki's attempt to enact the barbarous punishment known as the death penalty. He discussed the minor uprising the citizens had read. He discussed how Houzuki had suppressed them. And he discussed how Houzuki had read the carded escape.
森田健一でしたっけ？
Houzuki's narrow eyebrows twitched momentarily.
噂では先生はその森田とかいう男に大層入れ込んでいて、森田が幼少の頃からずっと指導を加えていたのだとか。
He prattled on, drunk on the fact that he held the upper hand. This was not the sort of attitude one would use in a bind, maybe not. In a beat, yeah, I guess in a beat. To spare one son from punishment.
そういえば、先生が特別高等人になる際の試験会場もあの田舎町だったそうじゃないですか。若き日のあなたは大層な野心家で、胸の内に大志を抱いていたそうですね。なんでもあの世紀の極悪人樋口三郎とも親交があったとか。
His roundabout words were beginning to come together.
反逆を企ててるのでしょ、先生。
We'll begin. Not sure about that. Riding fresh throughout the room. Also, I forgot to take a screenshot. Was that? Yeah. Houzuki remained as still as a statue. Houzuki dropped his eyes to his hands and closed once more by darkness.
決まりですね、先生。
Oh, you're so gonna die, man. Sakuma grins.
私は何人かの政治家を飼っていてね。皆さん自分のために国家を奉仕させる素敵な政治家です。金と権力と他人の失脚が大好きでして。大月先生のように完璧に仕事をこなされる方は、酒の席でいつもやり玉に上がるんです。
Sakuma was issuing a threat. He was offering Houzuki Masaomi the opportunity to become a pig of his own violation.
先生も大月の家に入って ってまで築き上げた地位をつまらない抽象で失いたくはな。
Yeah. His voice stopped, his narrow eyes widened, and he stared blankly at Houzuki. I guess he's scared. He let out a groan and took one step back. 2 steps back. He was a weak man. He was the kind of conniving, petty man that was so common in this world. He was different from Higuchi Saburo and his son. 3 steps back. 4 steps back. He suddenly came to a halt. His feet were affixed to the floor, as if glued to his own shadow. Why? Simply because Houzuki had opened his mouth. Because his bottomless gaze pinned at Mr. Sakuma's very soul. The man felt the frost of Houzuki's voice within his very heart. And then he cast his gaze to the left once again. He behaved as if nothing had happened, and in truth nothing had happened from Houzuki's perspective. A recurring scream resonated throughout the room. A peculiar sound stench permeated the air. The big shot standing before Houzuki had just thought himself. Wow. This was nothing worth paying any particular attention to, of course. Houzuki found himself lost in reminiscence. Long ago he had once introduced himself as a Katsuma Soumi. Long ago he had once taken the special high class individual exam at peaceful country town. That was where he met the first man he could call his friends, and that was where they had endured hardships together. His friend was no longer in this world, and his friend's son had already taken his leave from Houzuki's teachers. The brilliant summer days were long gone. Memories he had once cherished began to shine once more amidst the rust of his mind. Please forgive me for coming to adore you. His eyes snapped wide open as soon as he recalled those elegant words. The fleeting dream of his beloved. Houzuki Masaomi could never regain that which he had lost. And he could never escape the crime which he would shoulder for all eternity. Alright then. So, do you do anything? Or should I touch anything? Okay, I'm waiting another 5 seconds. Alright. I thought it will be open, you know, or something. A prison heat gnaved away at my flesh. Gnaved. Gnaved. Or gnawed. Gnaved or gnawed. Okay. That's the reason why I write it down. Right then. Can't I, like, change? I don't think so. Does it change anything? I arrived at the training site without incident. Something to be thankful for, however not a person was inside. I'm not speaking merely of Kai's, our instructor was not present either. So I don't know what the fuck is that do, so I'm just gonna, you know. Alright. Perhaps I had merely arrived too early. I saw a glance at my watch, then reflected upon my travels. Up to this point. Also, I guess I should settle on the voice for Houzuki. I guess it will be like really serious one. But I guess he was like this young boy. Like was still full of hope, I guess. Well, I guess we will see from his personality. I had crossed snow-crested mountains with an airy rest. I had been relieved of my equipment in an accident along the way, and I had run out of rations 2 days ago. A number of my fellow Kayas had already succumbed. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Why the fuck I don't know this? It's such a common word. I mean, I know, but you know what I mean. It's cool. To altitude sickness or fallen into ravenous. I had been unable to help them. Perhaps this would not have been bothered me so much. We are not still young enough to consider their death as something unjust. Ravenous. Right? Yeah, ravenous. Or ravenous. There is no sense in dwelling upon the past. I stared off into the distance. I could just make out a small village at the extremities of the field. It was time for a brief respite. I wiped off some sweat, then trudged onward once more. The girl stole upon me with some abruptness. Respite. My privacy was being invaded without my consent. She came to a stop in front of me, blocking my path and distracting me from thoughts of her origin. I decided to follow suit. I turned to face her.
お邪魔でしたか?
Mina, apparently. Alright then. She greeted me with a bow and a smile. Interruption? I questioned her words, forgetting my own introduction.
先を急いでいらっしゃるように見えましたので。
Not particularly. My clothes were quite tattered and I was caked with sweat and dust. Her interior was not a basis one.
私はサイカ・ミーナと申します。
Saika Mina, alright. I'm Akatsu. Akatsu Musoyame.
ありがとうございます。素敵なお名前ですね。
A little bit low. Maybe like the same as you said too. Thanks.
どちらからいらっしゃったんですか?
From outside the States. Are you a resident of this town?
ええ。毎日学園に通っています。この町は空気がきれいで、住民の皆さんは優しくて、とっても住みやすいです。
Sounds great.
お疲れですか?
What?
よろしければ近くの川辺から水でも汲んできましょうか?
What is with this girl? No, thank you. My throat felt as barren as the earth beneath me, but I was hesitant to accept her offer.
誰かを待っているのでしょうか?
Yes, I suppose so. I was waiting for the special class individual in charge of the exam.
質問ばかりして申し訳ありません。本当にお邪魔じゃなかったですか?
Impropriety? Okay. I don't mind. I began to suspect that this girl was leading me along in some way. Honestly, it was a bit of a no feeling to me. For me. After all, my position allowed me a degree of control over others.
私はいつも夏になるとこうやって毎朝ひまわり畑に歩いてくるんです。
Now, strolls a hobby of yours then?
趣味という言葉はあまり使うことを許されないのですけれど、私の日々の行動を振り返ってみると散歩が多いですね。
Her manner of speaking was exquisitely peaceful, perhaps. Sorry about that. Her words flowed at a steady, agreeable pace. Before I knew it, they had overtaken me completely.
夏は大好きです。
Running her fingers through her vine-filled banks. This girl possessed a degree of elegance far beyond the grasp of your average teenager. And when I realized that, I realized my foolishness. The badge on her chest. Her strangely polite form of speech. So she has to, I see. And the way she smiled to allay the fears of others. So she has to be like super polite or something? So you are rehabilitated. She offered me nothing more than a nod.
不自由は特にありませんよ。お気になさらずに。
Yeah, see? Now it's like fully covered because of this scene. So yeah, that's how it was, right? Her smile widened even further.
いつも笑っているというのは相手にとっても 私にとっても気持ちがいいものです。
No, I'm not sure about it.
辛いことがあっても、寂しい思いをしても、笑っていれば自然と素敵な考えが浮かんできて、前に進んでいけるのです。とても幸せです。
Alright. Except torture. I am a special high-class individual. I've come to this town for the purposes of my final exam. There is a chance that...
もしかすると
that I may be assigned to you as your supervisor. Why had they chosen this remote town as the grounds for the final exam? The town in question had been founded for the purpose of isolating criminals. Hence why there were a wide variety of people who bear an obligation living in it. It was probably safe to assume that at least part of their motive was having Kadis interact with their abilities during the course of the final exam.
そうですか。それは楽しみですね。
Your smile seemed somehow refreshing.
その時はどうぞよろしくお願いしますね。
I offered her my own practice smile.
阿久津正臣さん。
Yes?
お優しそうな方ですね。
I really didn't know how to deal with this girl. Saika-san, expressing your personal opinion about others in such a way could be constructed as violation of your obligation.
試験と捉えられてしまいましたか?
Ah, so she has to, like, be super neutral? I don't have your opinion. Guys, widened a bit.
申し訳ありません。皆さん、そうおっしゃるのではないかと思いまして。
No, I'm afraid it was a comment with no commoners. Me? Kind? What absurdity.
以後気をつけますね。ご指導ありがとうございました。
I think you would find it most prudent to hasten from this vacation. The exam will be beginning soon. Others may have been more formal than necessary.
かしこまりました。
Farewell.
またお会いできるのを楽しみにしています。
Let's go turn around and proceed down the road. She looks pretty nice. Cool. By the way, I blurted out something rather pointless. What about me? Seemed kind. She spun around with all of the serenity and dignity of a swan.
惹かれるものを感じたのです。少し寂しそうだけれど、大きくて力強い瞳に。
Amazing. They were pretty late. It had already been 2 hours since that girl's departure. The appointed time has passed by long ago, but they still had not arrived. There's no possibility that I had mistaken the time of occasion of our meeting. A group of people appeared in the distance walking this way from the direction of the state line. It looked like there were 4 of them. That's a surprise. I had been under the impression that only 1 or 2 people made it to the final exam each year. I found myself a bit impatient for their arrival. Soon enough they came far enough that I was able to make out their faces. They seemed to be in a similar enough state of exhaustion to my own. However, their facial expression indicated that they also felt a certain sense of satisfaction.
Yo! いい天気だな。
Right. Oh, it is the man skeptically here. You are aware tardiness is grounds for severe punishment?
と言っても、肝心の特別高等人の先生がいないようですね。まったく、こんな山奥まで歩きで来させるなんて、正気じゃないよな。お前さんもそう思わないか?
They were wearing camouflage. They were most likely former soldiers. Personally, I would call that glint in the eyes rather insane myself. Their flawless features and sturdy builds made them appear rather useful, but in truth they were probably much closer to being middle-aged.
随分若いな。ひょっとして、一人でここまでたどり着いたのか?
I gave him a nod.
阿久津正臣だろ?
Sabra? Huh? Yeah. A man emerged from within the group. He was carrying a sealed Roman case. He was garbed only in a shirt and jeans, rather inappropriate attire given this situation. He seemed to be about the same age as me. He smiled deeply, his facial muscles seemed to be quite accustomed to such actions.
俺は樋口三郎。一人っ子だけど三郎だ。よろしくな。
He set his gaze down and extended his hands. I ignored it and spoke. I was the leader of this group.
え？なんで？
The demeanor of the others in your group alters itself as soon as you open your mouth, that is all.
なんだよ。理屈っぽい野郎だな。
Apparently he found my demeanor strange.
阿久津？お前があの阿久津正臣か？
Okay.
ほとんどの試験をパーフェクトで突破してるんだよな。意志力養成もパスしたっていう噂は本当なのかい？
Give me a second, actually.
なんだよ。理屈っぽい野郎だな。
No, I don't know. Right. It is. I have no reason to affect modesty.
すっげえ。じゃあさ、さ、移民のダウンタウンに恋されたことあっただろ？あの時地下市場の原油取引でガンガン儲けてたってのは？
I would have to say that they are accurate.
俺さ、あの時よ、いきなり街を脱出しちゃったんだよね。だって何もスラム街で生き残れっていう試験じゃなかっただろ。だからもうちょっと治安のいい地域に住み着いて1年ぐらい経ったらさ、なんか知らないけど合格だった。ウケるべ。俺頭良くね？
He seemed rather frivolous. However, he had managed to lead a team of men through the mountains without incident. At quite a young age, too. It was safe to assume that there were more to him than meets the eye.
あとよ、南方行っただろ？
More to him that meets an eye, no? Oh. More than meets the eye. During the draft?
あんた自ら志願して少年兵を専門に殺してたんだって？
He asked me lightly. That the Koyas looked fairly horrified in contrast to Higuchi's casual attitude. That is correct. I finally took Higuchi's hands. Advancing along the path which no one else will take is the key to moving up in the world. I grasped his hand with all my strength, attempting to leave an impression on him.
ご立派なことで。
まあまあ喧嘩すんなって。今日から阿久津も俺らの仲間なんだからな。
Higuchi's own grasp was no inferior to my own.
なあ、正臣。
Huh? The more is the better. As long as there was no limit on the amount of people allowed to pass the final exam, of course.
お、トゲかと思ったら意外に素直なところあるじゃん。
He squinted happily. Pleased to meet you.
よろしく、正臣くん。
Machaomi.
友情は深まったか？
Machaomi.
友情は深まったか？
Nice voice. Oh? I turned around in surprise.
おはよう食。
Okay. It was a foreign woman.
おお、ほおずきアリーてんていじゃないですか。
Oh shit! By oh shit, I mean he will have that, family name later on. So, what exactly will happen? Higuchi alone was excited.
樋口三郎。やはり生き残ったか。
Houzuki Ari. Ari, Ruli and Houzuki, then. I had heard stories about special class individual who was a foreign woman, but...
てんていが最終試験の指導教官なのでありますか？
嬉しいだろ？
She smiled softly.
遅刻してすまなかった。でも君らも遅れたのだろ？まあ肩の力を抜いて頑張っていこうじゃないか。
Okay, I'm gonna... begin, like, here, Because I kind of think it's a little bit disturbing. Well, compared to sound, I mean. At first glance, she appeared to be a rather ordinary woman. She didn't exude the overall sense of violence that I had felt from all my previous guidance instructors.
いやー、てんていのような萌えキャラが登場して一気に花開いた感じですよ。男ばっかりでむさ苦しかったんですよね。
Right. Apparently Higuchi was already acquainted with her.
よろしくお願いします。
な
何だってやらせていただきますよ。
No, they're so gonna die. Everyone else set themselves at ease. I have kept my gaze fixed upon the golden badge, fixed to Mrs. Houzuki's chest. Yeah, that's...
なるほど。確かにむさ苦しいな。
It feels like they're gonna die right now, you know? like how Houzuki just fucking shot that girl at the beginning. Yep. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. That's why he would, you know, become like that as well, I guess. Example, you know? Oh, anyway, give me a sec. Wait. I froze in place. I felt no pain. It took me a few seconds to realize that I had not been shot. The three men who had accompanied Higuchi were groaning dreadfully, and then they sank to the ground, their pain cut short. The roots of the sunflowers absorbed the red liquid streaming forth from their foreheads. Instant death, then. For all three of them. Higuchi began to stagger.
こいつらさ、山越えの時、ずっと助けてくれたんだよね。俺一人じゃ、絶対無理だったと思う。
That's quite serious voice on him.
なんで？冗談だろ、てんてん！
Mrs. Houzuki spoke plainly.
さを思い知っておくがいい。
さあ？
私は女性であり、移民との根血である。それがどれほど社会的に不利に働くのかをよく知っている。
I mean, yeah. I mean, people will look down on you because of that, you know. But that gives you opportunity to rise. Because people, you know, feel underestimate you. Also, yeah, come to think of it, yeah, she is a foreigner, so, like, this fucking mana who, like, basically, like, who just, like, succeeded, you know, in a way.
お前たちのような屈強な男性とは、生まれた時からすでにどうにもならない差があるのだ。そして、そういう差こそが世の中を牛耳っている。だが、私はこの場で唯一銃を持っている。この場で唯一人殺しをためらわない。私は遅刻しても許される。なぜなら私は貴様らよりも強い立場にあるからだ。実に理不尽な差だとは思わないか？彼ら3人は死んだのに、卑怯にも貴様ら2人は生きている。この差を目に焼き付けておけ。生きていればこういうことはよくある。
つまり最初から俺と阿久津以外は殺すつもりだったと。
Houzuki nodded calmly.
確かに樋口のチームは頑張って最終試験までたどり着いた。だが頑張って頑張り抜いたことが何も報われないこともあるのだと知れてよかっただろ。
Yes, yeah. She sounded like a teacher admonishing a problem students.
最終試験に臨むにあたって貴様らは何も頑張らなくていい。遅刻してもいいし、失敗の言い訳をしてもいい。何でもやりますなどと浅はかな意気込みを見せなくていい。ただ納得していけばいいのだ。どうにもならないことはどうにもならないのだ。すべては私という憎らしい悪役の手のひらの上で最初から決まっているのだから。
No, okay. She moved her gaze to me. The tenderness I had seen in her eyes earlier was nowhere to be found.
なあ、阿久津正臣。
Her gaze now felt like frost. I spoke up, seeking to avoid a sense of inferiority. Indeed. It is exactly as you say. Higuchi glanced at me with all the anger of the demon. Most likely found my pondering lonesome.
天帝よ。
I was speechless for moments.
死んじまったもんはしょうがねえ。友達は生き返らない。確かにどうにもならねえよ。
Yuukyuu placed his hand upon my shoulder and grins. His body still trembling with rage.
さっき知り合ったばかりだけど、こいつはもう俺のダチだ。阿久津正臣にもしものことがあったら、あんたを殺す。はったりじゃない。覚えておいた方がいい。
Yuukyuu fell silent and attended to the corpses of the three men.
阿久津
Yes.
樋口もそうだが、特別高等人の最終試験まで残った者は皆一様によからぬ考えを腹に抱いている。
No good.
お前はどうなんだ？
She kicked at the gravel beneath her feet. The problem was whether or not to answer honestly, or rather whether or not to give her the answer she was expecting. Up to no good? Certainly not. Unthinkable.
ほう。
I've had this idea since I was a child. I sat in my spine and thrust out my chest. I desire to take the people like you, the people who so overrun our society, and trample them. There was no way I could consider this as something no good. She didn't move a muscle. The sun grew even stronger. A gust of wind blew through the sunflower field.
嬉しくて仕方がない。
She nodded to me, her face expressing disinterest all the while.
やっと見つけたわ。
A hint of Houzuki's eyes, true intentions, slipped from forth from her feminine tongue.
阿久津正臣。
Her eyes shone with carnal desire.
お前こそ私の後継者にふさわしい。
Because it's the same? I don't think so. I don't follow anyone. I live according to my own ideas. Go ahead and try it. I shall look forward to this. Alright, I like the opening. Kenichi was pretty cool with his, like, you know, pipe. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the opening was like, when he was like, Ari, Houzuki, it was Houzuki, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway. It was my first time. My first time being forced to partake in that most epic example of communal living, that is, I'm referring to school, of course. I'm Akatsumo Somi. I looked down at the students from my position upon the platform at the front of the room, forcing my head into a slight bow. Standing out as it were was not a pleasant prospect. After a short while, I softened my gaze and directed it to the floor. Nice to meet you all. Visitors began to drift throughout the classroom. Looks like he's pretty cool, seems pretty smart too, but he seems a little distant. Apparently I had been evaluated as such with about a single glance. I made my way to the seat I had been assigned. As I was doing so, Higuchi took my place upon the platform. Gucci thrust his chest out in a rather haughty fashion, then assumed a posture not unbefitting of a military officer, okay?
ただいまご紹介に預かりました井口三郎でございます。
His tone filled me with disgust.
私の家系は元来無類のおっぱい好きでございまして、私も幼少の頃より自分の胸に手を当ててよーく揉んでみました。
Right.
その頃よりヌーブラとは何かと真剣に考えるようになりまして、現在に至ります。
A wave of chatter spread across the room.
私は風太郎の身分ではありますが、耳たぶが人一倍大きいので将来の不安はございません。大器晩成と言われて50年を過ぎた父虎次郎、引きこもりだけど色黒の母悦子に囲まれすくすくと育った至って健康な日本男児です。
Japanese. Also, yeah. It's kind of annoying that like each BGM has like, you know, different sound volume. After that, he brothers said rants about babe? Mod subculture. And many other terms I have never encountered before. Okay. Vape, maybe. Like vape, you know, and mob subculture. Not mob. But wasn't it? You know, like, did vape exist in 2007? I don't know.
ですので、お前らみんな仲良くしようぜと至ってまともなオチでもってご挨拶を終えたいと思います。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
I do not believe that it is appropriate to applaud one's audience for they stand silent in the face of us. Buffoonery.
いやー、人前に立つのは気分がいいな。
What a weird guy.
ねえねえ、マチャオミ君。
After class ended, Higuchi approached me, affecting a simpering sort of attitude. Simpering? I almost read it as simping. Do you need something?
俺らなんで学生やらされてんの？
Have the wish for us to begin our education anew?
もう一度青春しろってことでいいのかね？
We had been sent here on Houzuki's orders. There had to be some sort of reason behind it. Excuse me?
どこ行くんだよ？
I am going to take a look around the school. I want to get a feel for what the students are like here, as well as determine the layout of the building.
おお、行動派。そんじゃあ俺はクラスの女の子たちと年頃になっておくわ。
You pretty sick. The exam had already begun.
モテるからね、俺は。
I had not been privy to the same brand of education that the other children of this world had experienced. Also, yeah, he had a child during the opening, so like, from whom? This is actually interesting. As such, I found myself curious about just how many functions this institution of learning serves. At a glance, so it seemed to be nothing more than a gathering place for uses. Everything seemed rather ordinary. Boys and girls were engaged in sport-related endeavors outdoors. Various groups of students were living in the building together. I didn't catch sight of anyone wearing a badge. However, it was quite inconceivable that the special high-class individual exam would conclude with nothing more than a few idyllic days at a sleepy school in the countryside.
阿久津さん？
Oh? It was the girl I had met at the sunflower field. Found my eyes drawn to her badge, as impudent as such an action was. Impudent.
やっぱり阿久津さんですね。またお会いできて光栄です。
Thank you.
この学園に編入なさったのですか？
Yes, as a part of my exam.
お友達はできましたか？
Not yet. After all, this is only my first day here.
人ですから、すぐに打ち解けることができると思いますよ。
Right. Her voice was simply sublime. She lifted her hand to her mouth and she let out a regular titter of laughter. She seemed so very radiant to sound like me, someone who had been raised knowing only vulgarity. Seika-san, do you mind if I ask you a question?
はい、いくらでも。私にはプライベートというものがありませんし。
Seika Mina was to strive at all times to ensure that her words were as unoffensive as possible. I see. Wow, that would be... wow, that would be so shit right now. Well, I mean, during our times, you know? Because, like, everyone getting fucking offended by everything, you know? Like, wow. An open nature and present nature were not asked of her. They were demanded.
それと、私に敬語を使う必要はありませんよ。
Her obligation necessitated that she chose her words with great care at all times. Very well then. As then you, how many irregularities attend the school?
いいえ、私の知る限りでは一人もいませんよ。
Not a single one?
意外でしたか？
Well, not really. The students attending the school are still rather young after all. If there were any other irregularities attending the school, they would probably only have obligations along the lines of absolute parental servitude. So it is safe to assume that you are the only irregularity here. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. The word irregularity has a rather derogatory connotation to it, does it not? Give me a second. Derogatory or something. And connotation. Connotation. Fuck! Okay, that shun, yeah, connection, right? So, connotation, yeah, connotation. Connotation. I mean, I guess, yeah, makes sense. Alright. Yeah. I like the music so far. It's pretty nice. You can hear like kind of the remix sounds of the first part, but you know, still pretty nice. I mean, the first part wasn't bad with music, you know. It was pretty nice. It would be brilliant to refrain from using that sort of language in front of the person in question.
いえ、言葉はともかく、阿久津さんのお仕事に対する真剣さが表情から伺えて、感心してしまいました。
Right. Well, it's not as if I'm working right now. Oh, no, wait a minute. This was a special high-class individual final exam. We had been forced to attend a school in the countryside. A school with a single rehabilitee happened to be attending. Perhaps that meant... Starting today, I shall be the special high-class individual in charge of you.
どういうことでしょう。確かに、今日になって突然、今まで私を見てくださっていた先生が異動になったと聞いていますが。
What about his replacement?
まだ存じておりません。
Looks like it's decided then. Please follow my orders from here on out.
はい。よろしくお願いいたします。
The exam had already begun. I needed to take action without waiting for further orders from Houzuki.
なんだか恐縮です。
Really though? It seems that supervising her would prove to be fairly easy. Please wait for me at the gates. I will accompany you home.
どちらへ？
I need to have a talk with Houzuki. I had to acquire Seika-san records. I left Seika-san behind and headed to the special guidance room on the second floor of the school. Izakatsu? It sounded like she had been expecting me. In the city, special class individuals lived in an official residence designated specifically for their use. The offices were located there as well. Same music. Because, you know, maybe that's the same office. I don't recall how Houzuki's Masaomi's office looked, you know, with like CG. But I suppose that they simply borrowed rooms from the school here.
早かったな。
She spoke with a probing gaze, resting her chin on her hands. Notice how her hand is like somewhere there. I know how you think, but for me it's like she has her hands near her pistol or something. Just at any times. At all times. Because it kind of makes sense. Yeah, because she's sort of weak, right? Or at least expected to be weak. So she has to be, you know, prepared for everything.
調書が欲しいのだろう？
How did she know?
最短記録だ。やはり貴様には試験に合格する資格がある。
I should have waited, but you know. Apparently my prediction had been correct. Then will you allow me to serve as Mina's supervisor from this point forth?
よろしい。見事構成させることができれば、貴様は晴れて特別高等人だ。
Houzuki handed me several documents.
少し待て。
Yes.
暇だし、茶でも飲んでいかないか？南方産のハーブティーが入っている。
Yeah. A special high-class individual was telling me that she had nothing better to do than drink some tea. Something seemed very ominous about this situation. If you wish to chat, then please allow me to refuse.
そう言うな。付き合え。
Sorry, but I have a rehabilitation waiting on me. I turned my back and made it for the door.
そうか。なら仕方がない。樋口三郎の最後を見せてやろうと思ったのにな。
She's bluffing. I mean, obviously. What?
当然だろ。あの男にはもう見るべき非構成人がいないのだから。
I turn back around. Her lips had curled into a sort of smile you'd only see in hell. Red, glossy, devilish lips. You're saying that Higuchi is going to fail?
阿久津のせいでもあるな。
My fault. She was right. It was legally impossible to assign 2 or more high-class individuals to a single rehabilitation.
まあ気にするな。我が国は世界一の競争社会。他人を蹴落とす自由が国民一人一人に与えられているのだから。
Indeed.
何か思うところがあるなら聞くが。
Perhaps this question was another part of the test. In terms of public interest, I'm quite certain that it would be favorable to have multiple successful applicants to the position.
と言っても、もう3人も殺してしまったしな。
She opened up the door to her desk while helmeting herself. She took out a gun.
こいつは私のお気に入りでな。
She brandished the very same gun with which she had dispatched Higuchi's compatriots. Maybe companions. Let's go with companions, yeah? The really speed with which Houzuki had accomplished this was nothing to scoff at. Though they may have been taken by surprise, her skills with the gun were undeniable.
もちろん。私も国家の犬として働いている身分だ。今回の試験でよりたくさんの人間を合格させた方が放送界のお偉方の私に対する点数は良くなる。
Then Houzuki merely shook her head.
つまらないだろう。
What?
特別高等人の最終試験はすべて私に一任されている。貴様らを生かすも殺すも私の胸一つなのだ。わからんか？
After a short pause, she began to speak with some leisure.
私は最終試験にかこつけて羽目を外しているのだ。
Beneath your smile lurked the specters of death and catastrophe.
では、樋口を呼び出して処理するとしよう。
We had reached an impasse of sorts. This woman was quite capable of disposing of Higuchi-ken, right? Higuchi without moment's hesitation.
どうだ阿久津、どうにもならんことはどうにもならんだろ。
Yes, I have to agree. Higuchi had declared himself my friend entirely of his own accord, but...
なんだ
Nothing. If anything happens to Akatsumo Somi, he said.
私にはわかる。お前は一見冷酷な無頼を気取っているが、内面は義理堅く友情に熱い。
What exactly was she getting at?
樋口は危険な男ではあるが、殺すには惜しい才能を持っている。
Very well. I understand.
ほう
A sigh escaped my lips. What is it that you desire from me? Houzuki nodded, seemingly satisfied. What must I do in order to have Higuchi's life entrusted to me? There was no reason in particular exactly for me to come to Higuchi's aid in such a fashion. However, I was rather curious as to Houzuki Ari's motive in threatening me in such a way.
私の席に入れ。
Huh? My mouth opened so wide that even I thought I looked like an idiot.
ほおずきの姓を名乗るのは、お前の将来にとってもプラスになると思うのだが。
That was surely. Certainly, her verse held truth. The Houzuki name was associated with an industrial group who had been among the most prominent defense contractors in the nation before the war. It brought to mind visions of elites of the elite. The name held connections to high-graded military officials, wealthy aristocrats, notable politicians, and members of the ruling party. It would hasten my ascent through the ranks.
阿久津のせいなど惜しくはあるまい。
Yeah.
養父にはさぞ恨みがあろうな。
So you knew. Kyori had from the start suggested that I held no secrets from her. And instead your terms, but I cannot offer you an immediate response. That said, I will look upon the prospect with optimism.
では、私も樋口の処分を保留にしておくとしよう。
She had no intention of taking action against Higuchi from the start, huh? Excuse me.
余興にしては楽しめたぞ。
I had to admit that the foreign woman before my eyes was 1 or 2 steps ahead of me.
阿久津と愛を育むのも悪くはないな。
Or at least I would like to hope that she was only 1 or 2 steps ahead of me. Sorry to keep you waiting. Seika Mina had waited for me without
阿
complaints.
久津さん、見てください。素敵な夕焼けです。
They followed the direction of Seika's-san's fingertip. The sinking sun cast a molten hue upon the horizon. Yes, it's quite lovely. More importantly, I have been assigned as your supervisor. Wow! Wow! Wow, did you hear them? He was like, yes, it's quite lovely. More importantly! Like, what the fuck? I, Akatsumo Somi, acting in the capacity of special class individual, will hereby hold your human rights in the highest esteem and your rehabilitation society to the best of my ability. However, if a situation arises where I deem that you are acting with negligence regarding your obligation, I reserve the right to temporarily revoke your human rights. I will then employ any means necessary, up to and including corporal punishment, to steer you back onto the path of righteousness. Now, regarding the details of your obligation, in addition to those established by the Grand Court, I am authorized to provide supplementary restrictions at my discretion. Furthermore, I am tasked with the supervision of any new rules I personally establish. Lastly, if I decide that you have demonstrated sincere adherence to the guidelines established by your obligation, coupled with meaningful reflection upon your actions as well as dedicated commitment to rehabilitation, I will immediately file a claim with the Grand Court calling the dismissal of your obligation. That is all. Do you have any questions pertaining to this matter? After finishing my rights, compulsory praises, I look to Seika-san.
はい、大丈夫です。
I look to Seika-san. I see. Would you mind explaining to me the details of your obligation, sir? Your obligation was known as denial of privacy. Whoa. It was always a good idea to listen to the rehabilitators' conception of their own obligation. Doing as such could provide some insight as to their thought process regarding the original crime. I had been expecting a lengthy explanation. What I received, however, was a single sentence accompanied by a death sort of smile.
私はすでに私ではありません。
I mean, yeah, yeah. You basically have to like fake everything, which wouldn't be accepted, right? And while people, some people at least, not like monsters, right? But they still have some things that's like they, you know, won't exactly disclose. So, yeah. And this, the more you fake it, the less you know, stay yourself, because you're kind of forgetting it in a way. So yeah, that's pretty fucking sad actually. Mean?
阿久津さんの目の前にいるのは私ではなく、私のような何かなのです。
I mean, that's basically, yeah, that's her shell. She looks like this mean person, right? But she doesn't act like her. She acts like how everyone was here to act, you know? So yeah, that's not mean per se.
私は決して愚痴を吐いたり否定的な言葉を口にしません。人に不快感を与えないよう常に気を配っています。当たり障りのない会話を主に選んでいるつもりです。私には1日24時間のうちプライベートと呼ばれる時間はありません。
Ah, so that's why she's walking around. She's like not allowed to be alone. Never. Like, holy shit. Even in toilets then? Oh. Not exactly the most. You know? Yeah. Indeed. But you barely even have time to breathe. Not that I intend to give you any myself. We'll be living together from now on. Let us make an effort to get along.
厳しいご指導をお願いします。
She bowed politely. Honestly, she seemed to be a model case. I wanted to apply for the cancellation of your obligation with some haste, but perhaps it would be more prudent to observe you for a while longer. Sigh's residence was near the sunflower field at the town entrance. Do you live by yourself?
父と母は都会で暮らしています。
Do you have any trouble with living expenses?
仕送りを十分にいただいていますので。
She waved her hand at me, telling me not to worry.
どうかなさいましたか？
Nothing. Having money is a one-off thing.
何か気に障りましたでしょうか？
Ah, I see, because I guess he wasn't exactly, you know, rich. Not at all. Let's stop standing around and head inside.
長旅でお疲れでしょ？すぐに夕飯の支度をしますね。
Yes, her state was certainly rather impressive. She didn't seem to be lying about being well off at least.
料理には自信があるんです。何でも言ってください。
The black market was currently flourishing in the city in the aftermath of the first Southern campaign. You needn't fuss over me.
そんな遠慮なさらずに。食べなければ体が持たないでしょ？
I just catch a snake from around back and eat that.
ヘビ？
She clearly didn't believe me. I'm not joking. I was raised in a very poor home and quite an adept at procuring my own food. She caught her breath.
すみません。私、なんだか押し付けがましいですよね。
A rather restrained woman, wasn't she? Apologizing for offering hospitality.
帰ったぞ。
What is this? Why are you here?
アリー先生に聞いた。阿久津を助けて2人仲良く試験に合格しろってさ。
So I can't interpret that as you having been assigned to supervise Saika-san as well.
知らね。
Stop screwing around!
とにかく正臣と一緒に暮らすぞ。
He barged into the room carrying his silver roaming case by his side.
どうも、こんばんは。
はいこんばんは。って誰？
サイカミーナです。この度、阿久津さんの指導を受けることになりました。
ああ、はいはい。ここ、あなたの家ね。
You really just fucking... He just walked right on in without even knowing who owns the house, yeah.
かわいいね。
What is this all of a
い
sudden?
つも笑ってるの？
Right.
気が利く人でしょ。
いえいえ。あ、座ってください、阿久津さん。
She puts a small chair in my direction.
ちょっと、おっちょこちょいでしょ？
Can you stop?
そんなことは。あ、お風呂のお湯出しっぱなしでした。
貧乏症なところあるでしょ。
Just, I think you act kind of like a poor person who would...
ないと思いますよ。シールが貼ってあるバナナに巡り合うとちょっとテンション上がるくらいです。
かといって臆病なわけでもないでしょ。
いえ、たまに北枕で寝てみるくらいですね。
Yeah, I don't know about Kuroshi, he's even this.
完璧だ。
What is...
結婚してください。
Kituga не бал? Can she refuse, actually? She's not allowed to, you know, displease another person. Like, holy fuck. Saika-san was a bit of a loss. Yeah, don't fucking laugh. Ah, sure, your way out of it. Higuchi, enough of your... tomfoolery?
茶番じゃないぜ。結婚は俺の人生の最終目標だ。
I don't care, just shut up. Your idiocy is so incessant that I can't even hear myself think.
なんだか賑やかでいいですね。
Strange bad fellows would perhaps be the apt phrase to describe our situation.
ごちそうさまでした。
Okay, I guess I will finish the day, then I will take a break.
お味はどうでしたか？
You quite skilled with cooking?
樋口さんは？
甘みがね、足らんのよ。
Higuchi served us rice, soup, and minced glazed fish. What exactly in this meal was supposed to have been sweet?
俺は甘フェチなんだよ。お菓子の国生まれだし。
You don't have a serious bone in your body, do you?
ど真面目な正臣とはいい友達になれそうだよ。
Higuchi just kept grinning no matter how much disgust I poured into my gaze.
阿久津さん。
Yes? She looked a bit nervous.
その
Sorry about that.
その
Your cheeks were burning bright red.
お手洗いに行きたいのですが。
The word passed from her lips as would vomit.
行けばいいじゃん。
I see. Understood?
やはり
Indeed.
専任の高等人の方には認められていたのですが。
I am not your previous special high class individual.
何の話？
Tell me, Higuchi, how on earth did you make it to the final exam?
だからなんだよ。もったいつけんなよ。
Have you not accompanied Saika-san as she leaves herself? Silence flew over the room.
お前何言ってんの？不気味なやつだとは思ってたけど、まさか変態だとは。
Also, is she allowed to wear this here? Because it's kind of, you know, close as this. Don't you think? This kind of... Not a protocol, but, you know. It's part of my duty. Right, Saika-san? I will explain it to you in simple terms. Higuchi's smile had quickly soured. With the many different individualism afforded a person, this girl is not allowed the concept of privacy.
いや、もうちょい簡単に言う努力をしろよ。
In other words, we as a special class individual Kagis are to keep her observation at all times. We are not to allow her even a second with Wish, relax. It's because we must continue to confirm whether or not she is acting in a pleasant manner towards the people around him.
そんなのかわいそうだろうが。
Indeed, quite miserable. Hence, truly, an overly sentimental man.
睨むなよ。どうにもならないってことだな。
As long as you understand. Well then, shall we go? Are you headed? How about the bus?
すみません、口答えをしてしまって。
阿久津、待て。
What? Are you going to complain further? No, he wants to go because bus.
特別口頭人としてミーナちゃんのトイレと風呂に付き合うんだったな。
Don't make me repeat myself. Which is next verse were accompanied by a most detestable facial expression.
その役目、俺とチェンジしてくれる気はないかな。
See you in a few minutes.